Hello, and welcome back to another karting video. So in the last video you saw that I was doing a pre-final at Lone Star Kart Park, and it was their first ever league race. This here is league race number 2. I didn't decide to post the final race with the last league series because it was very uneventful. I was in third place the whole time, and the front two cars just kept leading me, and yeah. So nothing too great to post there, but here we have our second league series race. This is another pre-final. I qualified 5th, and there's a lot more people in this race than there was last time, because last time there were 7. Here there's now 17. So I'll leave you to the green flag so we can get started. So immediately off the start, I get a chance to overtake 4th place, but he's right there next to me, so I got to fight for it a little bit. I take the inside line over this turn, and it solidifies my position. So now I only have 3 cars in front of me. One thing I will say though, it's very similar to last video. My kart was definitely one of the slower of the bunch. I didn't qualify with this kart because this time they kind of randomized the cars you get for each race. So I had a great car for qualifying, but then I got this one, which is really slow. As you can see, the front 3 cars are already leaving me in the dust. So that only means one thing: defend, defend, defend. And it makes it harder to defend when you're so slow, because eventually the people that are faster than you, or that have faster cars than you, are going to pile up behind you. And that only makes it more impossible to defend, because instead of defending just one person, you're defending against the whole pack. And it was a pretty difficult situation that I put myself in, but I was determined, as long as I didn't let one person by, then the rest of the pack should stay behind them. And even though I would basically slow them down, it would hopefully solidify my 4th position, considering I won't be able to catch up to the top 3, because if I lose more positions, those positions will be lost for good, because, like I said, my car's not fast enough to bring up, or to catch back up to the other guys. And as we come around this turn, take it a little wide, and there's a pack coming behind me, and there's warning signs all over right to my left, and this whole incident happens. So, nightmare situation. Got spun out because people in the back were really fighting, really pushed it. There was a lot of bumping there. I got the worst end of it, along with the driver right next to me on the right there that you saw. But yeah, that one guy, we talked after the race and everything, but looking back on the video, that guy just cut the corner, and I wouldn't say it was to avoid an incident, because the incident happened after that. So he basically just cut the corner, and I don't think he got a penalty for it. And that's, it's fine, but I was pretty upset. It made it all better when this guy forgot to brake right here.
God, please, no!
So I gained 1 more position. But overall, pretty upsetting. Had 4th place and dropped way back down to 13th. Well, now 12. Anyways, overall, a very sketchy situation there.
Yeah, that was sketchy.
Let me know what you think, but personally, I think that deserved a penalty, a call for a penalty right there. But the people that are watching now for that stuff, they can only see so much. There's only very few of them. They got to watch so many things, especially with so many drivers there. So I don't really blame them if they missed it, but I know what I saw, and it seemed a little unfair. But all I could do right now is just keep driving forward and just try to get myself as high up the leaderboard as I can, because dropping down 13th, let me tell you, that's a punch in the gut. That hurt pretty bad. So just to break down exactly what happened, the reason, after talking to this guy, the reason he cut the corner is because someone pushed him from behind forward, which ended up pushing the guy that was right to my immediate left That he was the one that basically caused me to spin out, but he was also a victim, so it wasn't his fault. It was, according to that other guy, someone else pushed him off, and therefore he had to cut the corner to avoid an accident. Still, breaking it down and thinking about it over and over, I don't have the proof to show that he was pushed initially, or if he just cut the track to avoid any kind of slowdown and gain an advantage, because if you saw there closely, you can go ahead and rewind the video. He just cut it and kept going. Like, there was no one in front of him. There was no obstacle in front of him or around him to hinder his progression up the leaderboard. So overall, this race had a lot of emotion to me, like, because it was just so frustrating. I was getting mad, and there was just things happening that were out of my control, and it just felt like I was getting the butt end of the situation every time something happened, and it just didn't seem fair to me. But of course, that's just, superstition. So like, the only thing I could do is just keep driving, keep trying to do my best, brush it off, because brushing it off is probably the best thing to do, because it's not like a video game where you could just rage quit. You just got to keep going, and that's, if you're ever racing in a karting or karting in anything, really general knowledge. If you get knocked down, just keep going. Don't let a little hindrance or obstacle stop you from just keeping pushing. You might not get the result you want, but you'll never know where you end up. Like right now I'm in 12th, but things happen throughout the entire race. You could lose more or you could win more. It's in this scenario it's a sprint, but in other scenarios you might be running a marathon. So don't worry if you start to slow down. Just keep going. Little motivation talk right there. Let's go. Anyways, this guy up here has a near miss right here. It's really scary when I looked at it, because that guy was just flipped the other way. I could have ended really badly if that guy didn't have a good reaction time. So I'm going to take a quick minute to pick on that individual driver, because earlier I was talking about just persevering and keep going forward, don't rage quit. It's not a video game. Well, I wish I could tell that to that guy, because he was towards the back of the pack. Like, he was behind me already, as far back as I was. He was already behind me, and he somehow spun out. I didn't see it happen. I don't know if it was because he was fighting someone else for position, or if he just lost it, or if he just got caught in a pack. But that guy just gave up. He sat there after he spun out, and one of the staff members came over to help push him back onto the track. And as soon as the staff member ran away so he could clear the track, he still just continued to sit there. He didn't move. He didn't attempt to drive forward. He didn't do anything. So I remember seeing the staff driver come back towards him, asking him, hey, what's going on? And I didn't see any of this happen, but all this was just stories to me, because, like I said, I didn't see it happen. I was driving. But he apparently drove 80% of the lap, pulled over in the pit stop exit, which is right there in front of me. People thought he was black flagged or something, but he just pulled in the middle of the race, stopped racing, and stormed off. He took off his helmet aggressively. He cussed out the staff, and he was blaming other people for something that happened to him, even though it's you're responsible for your own driving. I don't understand that logic. I can understand if you're mad, but it's not even like a professional karting league, bro. Like, we're just doing this for fun. So I don't know why people gotta get mad about it. It's almost like it's just a game. So enough talk about that. Just keep going if you ever get knocked down. All right, plain and simple. Because here I was almost backed, or I was backed up to 13th, and now the race is about to end here with this final straightaway, and I ended up in 10th. So a positive result after a horrifying result or incident. So one last thing I forgot to touch up on. I didn't really make a big deal out of it, but last race, or the last final race, I ended in 3rd. So I got a podium. Yay! So overall, I'm 3rd place in the entire season because they're keeping up points. And if you're still here and you watched the entire video, thank you so much. And I'll post the next one fairly soon. I actually will post the final race for this event because it was quite eventful. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next race. Bye-bye.